Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. I am here with your Xfactor commentary from a singer. Oh yeah, so we're on to the semifinals. We are at the final four. And let me tell you, everybody was bringing it. I'm sorry, they were bringing it tonight. Everyone is in it to win it. Yeah, and so I'm gonna tell you just a little bit of what happened and my thoughts on what happened. They opened up the show with last week's eliminations with all the shocking elimination stuff going on, and he asked the judges a bunch of questions after they rolled the reel and everything like that. And Nicole gave a good answer. She said, it's all about the contestants now and blah blah than the others. So that was nice. They started out the first round with the Pepsi challenge, which is like everyone went onto the website or anybody that wanted to vote and voted on songs that they were to do. So they chose the song for the contestants this time. First up was Canty. He did "I'll Make Love to You," BoyzIIMen. Perfect choice, perfect choice. Everybody sees him as this balladeer, this soul music balladeer, and he brought the heat. Let me tell you, I thought it was a very nice ballad. It was a solid vocal. He was sounding really good and in control. He represented well. Had a little flower that he gave to somebody. Just very much played the showman, the lover. He was on, and I really, really enjoyed it. Next up, Rene did "Fly" by Sugar Ray, and I wrote he looked good and was giving it his all. I didn't think there was much difference in his singing and rapping, which probably was a good thing because, again, I like that sing-songy rap thing he does, but it could have been just a little different when he was actually supposed to be singing the hook, and it wasn't. It was pretty much the same thing. It was a party atmosphere going on stage, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed the total performance, and Nicole and Paula stood up for him, and the audience was chanting his name. Next up was Melanie Amaro, and the audience chose "Hero" by Mariah Carey. This is definitely her lane. This is how America sees her, as the huge torch song kind of singer. And I just thought she looked and sounded beautiful. She handled some of the big notes really, really well. Even though she seemed a little nervous, especially in the beginning, and I think that's because they changed a few little things here and there, so she was nervous about the change, But besides that, being a little tentative here and there, her vocals were just stellar. And Paula laid down some knowledge on people, She was like, you changed the major to a minor, and that really took out I was like, go ahead on, Paula. You better talk about some music stuff right there. So I really enjoyed that little piece of segment. Next up, Krajcik did "Come Together" by the Beatles, right? And I wrote this was a great song choice for him. He had some very good moments, but also he seemed a little out of it here and there. He was very good vocally, but I think just watching him now and then, he was just not as engaged. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but I didn't think he was totally there inside of the performance. But it was still a good performance, still a very good performance. So for the next round, I believe the judges and the contestant got together and picked the song. It wasn't very clear, like, for sure what kind of round it was. But so Canty went first again, and he did "Careless Whisper" by George Michael. And let me tell you, I wrote this was sexy, exciting, and on point. Very enjoyable and unexpected. The crowd was chanting his name this time. Marcus. I was like, yeah. The only person who didn't really like it was Simon, and Simon was like, oh, this, that, the other, and he really ripped it apart. But I didn't agree with anything he said, so I am not even going to put it up here. You can go watch the clip if you want to see what he said. I didn't agree at all. I thought it was an engaging performance. I thought it was very good. It was unexpected, and it had that very much contemporary sound to the music and to the way the song was done. So I thought it was very well done. Rene did "No One" by Alicia Keys, and let me tell you, he started out playing a little section of the piano, and that went pretty well. I thought this was a very risky choice for him, and it wasn't a good vocal. It just was not a good vocal for me at all. But what I did like about it was he gave it his all. They chose a little section of it, just like a little riff of it that he could actually hit, that he could actually sing, and it worked. It was a little repetitive, but it worked, and it worked in his voice. Again, it wasn't a great vocal, but the production was enjoyable, and I really liked it. Simon had him tearing up because, he was saying your father would be so proud and all that, and in the clip before he had started crying because he's talking about his dad passed on from cancer and all this good stuff. So Rene has a lot of story, he has a lot of heart, and I believe that is one reason if he is voted in the top, he is going to be voted in. Melanie Amaro did Feeling Good by Nina Simone. Yeah, I thought she did this very well. She brought some grit and some attitude. It was something just a little different coming from her, and the last note was excellent, but it was way too short for me. If she would have held that note just a little bit longer, it would have been perfect. I also wrote Mariah Carey tweeted her some good words, you know, so they showed the little clip beforehand, and she was so excited. I was like, that is amazing to have someone that you really look up to actually, you know, speak to you via Twitter or give you a call or something like that, and that is so great for her. Another thing I did was, you know, when in hearing this song, the first things I thought of, Feeling Good, naturally were Michael Bublé. Then I thought of Jennifer Hudson, Adam Lambert, and you know, she didn't bring it like they brought it. I thought she didn't bring it as well as they thought it, but I still thought it was solid. It was good. It was some of her best work. Krajcik did Hallelujah for his last tune at the piano again, and you know, he was in this forest setting. You know, it was really nice and dark and all that good stuff. He had some really good feelings going on. I wrote that it was sweet and tender with sparks of insanity. You know how he goes crazy sometimes. So it was nice. Was it great? I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was boring, like LA said, but I didn't think it was like, you know, anything really, really out of this world either. So, what do you think? Tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me if you agree or you disagree, you know, and let's have some chat about this. And who is going to be in the bottom two? I have my predictions who's going to be in the bottom two, and I think, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, tomorrow night, Florence and the Machine will be performing, but not only that, Nicole Scherzinger is going to perform. So I hope they don't boo her. When she performs, that would be really, really rude and really wrong, but we'll see what happens. Again, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. Make sure to check out my Christmas playlist and my recent videos playlist when you get a chance. I have a lot of new stuff in there this week. And will be also next week. So please check it out. All right, I'm out.